So the time has come for me to apply for my third citizenship, and I have recently sat the Life in the UK exam. I underestimated the exam. I have never seen an exam like this. The kind of questions that they ask happens to be ridiculous to some extent. I already hold 2 citizenships, so I'm a Swiss citizen as well as a South African citizen. Problem in all the feeling, make you try to enjoy. Make you dance like Welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing well. Thank you so much for joining me once again back onto my channel. My name is Belinda, and if you've not already subscribed, please don't forget to press the subscribe button as well as turn on your notification bell so you get a notification every time I upload. So in today's video, as you read from the title of this video, guys, I will be talking about the Life in the UK exam. So for those who don't know, I have been living in the UK for the last 6 years, and basically I've gone rather through the 5-year route. So it's not the 10-year route that I took, it's the 5-year route. So basically I've lived in the UK for 5 years. After living for 5 years, I applied for my indefinite leave to remain, which is now known as the settled status, and you have to have your indefinite leave to remain for a minimum of 1 year, so 12 months prior to being eligible to being able to apply for your life in the UK or citizenship as such. If you've watched my previous video, I did do a video about taking a real mock test. I happen to think I did quite well in the exam. So in this video, I just want to talk to you guys about my Life in the UK experience, the resources I used to study, how I studied, as well as how long I studied, okay? Because I think this really plays a major role in determining whether you're passing or not, because there's loads of resources out there that you can basically study, but you really need to know which resource will help you to pass the Life in the UK exam. Unless you are really interested in studying every single thing, even though it's irrelevant, then that's up to you. However, for me, I wanted to study what's going to appear in the exam rather than to study everything and come and bombard my brains with loads of things. So basically, that's what I'm going to be discussing in this video. So if you are interested, or maybe you are planning to take the Life in the UK very soon, or you know, you are in the process of applying for British citizenship, then this video is going to be for you, because I'm going to do a whole load of series in regards to my step-for-step application process to obtaining my British citizenship if the time comes for that. Okay, so if you are interested in this video, guys, then please keep on watching. So first things first, for those who don't know, I already hold 2 citizenships. So I have my Swiss citizen as well as a South African citizen. So I already hold these 2 citizenships. Prior to obviously writing the Life in the UK, I had to do a bit of research whether I would have to give up any of my citizenships, and I don't have to give up. So with the Swiss citizenship, I don't have to give up any, because you can have as many citizenships as you want with your Swiss passport, and the same applies to having a South African passport. The same applies with your British citizenship. You can have as many citizenships on top without having to give one up or denouncing any of your citizenship. That's the right terminology. For those who don't know, this is not the first time I'm writing the Life in the UK exam. So basically this is the second time that I'm writing the Life in the UK exam, and I've passed it. The first time around, I underestimated the exam. I underestimated how difficult it could possibly be. The reason for this is because the way I thought about it is, okay, well, you know, the exam is only 45 minutes. There's 24 questions, which gives you about 2 minutes per question. And in my head, I'm thinking, wow, that's more time they give you to answer one question than in the UCAT exam. So I really underestimated the exam, and I thought, you know what, it is what it is. So the day before I went into the exam, I just basically skimmed through the resource that I used to study, and I didn't do any practice cases, and I thought, you know what, I'm good to go. When I came to the exam room, I literally got a 13 out of 24. If you do fail your exam, they printed out the sheet for you, alright, and it will specify which areas you have failed in to see where you went wrong, okay? And if you do pass, you don't get to know how much you got or which questions you got wrong. You just know you passed. So that very day when I failed the exam, I rebooked myself, and this time around I did it a bit different, okay? This time around I really gave myself enough time to study, and I really did adequate research in regards to what resources I'm going to use to study for the exam. So what we're going to discuss first is obviously my pass. So obviously, in order for you to obviously book, for those who don't know how to book, you have to obviously go onto the Gov website, and you have to go onto the Life in the UK exam. So the exam costs, as you guys can see, it costs £50. So it is 45 minutes and consists of 24 questions around England, the life in England, British life, etc, etc. So you will need to know that. So obviously I'm going to say start exam. So obviously you have to go ahead and register. So I already have an account because obviously, like I said, I did the exam twice. So I'm going to show you guys my results the first time around and the second time around. The first time around it says failed, and then I booked it a month later, all right, and I passed it this time around. So obviously the rest I can't show you guys because that's the reference number. So in this video I'm going to tell you guys what I did differently in regards to the first time around and the second time around. First things first, the second time around I took enough time to study for the exam, and I practiced quite a lot of practice questions, and I'm going to show you guys what resources I used. So I did study for quite some time. The 3 days leading up to the exam, I did do quite a number of mock tests back to back. Like literally I practiced 7 hours per day. So I did split it, obviously not consistently, and I just focused on really studying for the exam. So anything that could be a distraction to me, I literally put aside, and just solely for the last 3 days leading up to the exam focused on my information that I need to study. So this is the website, guys. This is called the official Life in the UK website, and basically depends on what you want. So for me, for instance, I subscribed for the one for £10.99. basically it consists of everything that you need to study, and it also consists of practice tests as well as mock tests. However, if you are more of a book person, you can go ahead and purchase the book and it gets delivered to you. So anyway, this is what I use mostly to study. So I'm going to show you guys how the information overall looks like. So this is basically the dashboard, and then it gives you an option to study, practice, and then do the mock tests as well. So obviously I'm going to go ahead and press study, and then obviously it's going to say start studying. Now the life in the UK is made up of 5 categories, if I could say this, or sections rather, or topics. Okay, so the first one is the value and principles of the UK. What is the UK, and a long and illustrious history, a modern thriving society, the UK government, the law, and your role. So those are 5 categories that make up the life in the UK exam. So if I press on the first one, which is the values and principle, if I'm scrolling down, you guys can see that there's quite a number of information that you have to read. Okay, so then you obviously press the next page and the next page until you come up to the point where it says check that you understand yourself, practice this topic. So you need to know everything, all right, and then you can go ahead and practice this topic. So this is the part where you practice the topic, and I say press start practicing all questions, and then there you go, you can start answering. So like for example, this one is, which of the following is a responsibility you will have as a citizen on the or permanent resident of the UK? So you can say to keep your dog on a lead, to avoid shopping on Sunday, to look after yourself and your family, to grow your own vegetables. So which one sounds more like a responsibility that you will have, you know, once you are living here in the UK? So obviously it's going to be to look after yourself and your family, and then it's next. So you won't know what you got until you have gotten all your questions correct. So obviously let me show you guys what this means. So which of the following are fundamental principles of British life? So I'm going to just press ones that are incorrect so I can show you guys, and then I'm going to say in practice. So it says 50, so it shows that this one, the first one I got right, but the second one I got wrong. And then obviously it shows you which question you got wrong and what is the correct answer. So this is what I used to study. I'll leave this website down in the description box below if you are interested, you know about that. And then obviously I also used, I'll show you what I used for my mock test. So this is the website that I used for practicing. So this is the Life in the UK test web. So I used this website, I think I've mentioned it in my other video where I did a mock test. This is what I used basically to practice my mock test. So there's loads of mock tests on this website that you can use to practice, if you guys can see that. And these mock tests are all free and available for you to practice, okay? And it really sets the same time limit as in the exam. So like you see, it sets up there 45 minutes. The exam is 45 minutes, so this is a good way for you to practice. Now, in my own experience, I do want to say that this web is a very good web to use. Reason for that is because I found personally these questions appeared in the actual exam. So these questions in the mock test appeared exactly the same as in the actual exam. Okay, obviously all mixed, but I feel like that's the closest you would get for that. So the other website I used to study, and then once I started studying, I started practicing mock tests, and this is the one that I used for practicing for my mock test. So those are the two websites or the two resources that I use basically in order to pass. And like I showed you before, obviously I didn't show you guys, but I blurred it. When you do pass it, you do get a reference number. That reference number is what you're going to use once you start your process of applying for your British citizenship. So I hope this helps. The reason I wanted to do this video is just to share with you guys a bit of resources, because there's quite a number of resources out there, and you really have to be very careful you use, because there's no point in using a resource that's not going to help you to pass. The whole aim is to pass, isn't it? I have never seen an exam like this. The kind of questions that they ask happens to be ridiculous to some extent, but I guess that this is what we have to do, you know, in order to pass. This is it really. And I feel like obviously depending on your circumstances, how you find the practice test, some require more days to practice, some require months. It really varies from person to person, so you really have to decide how long it's going to take you to practice. So guys, yes, that's basically what I did, guys. I hope this video was helpful to some extent. My next video leading up from the series is me actually showing you guys the step-for-step application in regards to applying for your British citizenship, because obviously now that I've passed, I'm going to go ahead and do that one next. So stay tuned for that video if you are interested. And yes guys, I hope you like this video, and please don't forget to comment, like and subscribe. Any other future videos you would like me to do, please comment that down below. Okay, and yes, I will hopefully see you guys in my next video. Bye.